The pool of competition runs deep in the 250 class.
You know, more regularly. Oh,
And Savacci off the track. Unbelievable!
you got to be kidding me.
Somebody's down.
Oh, that's Plessinger.
Honda's Jeremy Martin. Husqvarna's Zach Osborne. Yamaha's Dylan Ferrandis. KTM's Alex Martin. And Kawasaki's Joey Savacci have all tasted victory at the opening rounds of the 2017 championship. The next chapter in this thrilling title fight will be written on Father's Day weekend at historic High Point. It's round 4 of the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship, sanctioned by AMA Pro Racing, the Red Bull High Point National in the 250 class. Hello everyone, Jason Wygant, joined by multi-time motocross and supercross champion Grant Langston. Georgia Lindsay will be patrolling the pits and the racetrack all day long. This 250 class has been certainly exciting nearly every year in this championship, and it has been exceptionally deep and action-packed this year. Here's your top stories coming in. Parity, the likes of which we maybe never have seen before. Yeah. Zach Osborne won the opening round, but it has been crazy ever since. Joey Savacci won our previous stop in Colorado. Jeremy Martin and his brother Alex have been contenders, winning motos as well. Probably about 7 or 8 riders that could win a moto today, and it wouldn't shock anyone. Austin Forkner, Adam Cianciarulo, the names, you just keep running them down, and they're all riders that are capable of getting it done. A whole new track out here this weekend. They've changed High Point quite a bit.
Yeah, they have. They've changed it quite a lot, and I like the changes. I think for the fans, you can see the hillside's absolutely packed. It's got a nice flow, and it's also created some change. We've been coming here for many years, and this is from Moto 1. Zach Osborne, he was able to figure out how to get around this track, and he did it very well, taking yet another victory.
Yeah, and reestablishing himself back on top in this. We'll explain all this via the Lucas Oil 411. We race 2 classes every weekend in Lucas Oil Pro Motocross. Our 450 class is done for the weekend. Blake Baggett has won the race. We're still ready for the final moto of the day in the 250s. We had a first moto earlier. We'll add the scores of that and this together to determine the overall winner. Let's give you our highlights of that first moto from about 90 minutes ago.
And what a moto it was.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This 250 class brings it every time. Jeremy Martin on the number 6 Red Gun Go Honda grabs the lead. You've got Aaron Plessinger and Zach Osborne right behind him, and those guys went at it. At one point, Osborne passed Plessinger, Plessinger passed him back, and now Osborne's going to make the move here on the inside.
Yeah, great little move there. Gets to the inside, keeps his momentum by doubling through the rollers, and then the battle for the lead. It got good for a little while there, but you see Alafa causes a little mistake there from Jeremy Martin, not able to keep his momentum through the rollers. Osborne down to the inside, gets that pass made, and then immediately put the hammer down and started checking out.
Yeah, so that was it. Third, second, first, and then victory for Osborne. Jeremy Martin said he was dealing with arm pump. That's where your arms get all tight for most of the race. Couldn't give Osborne the run he wanted, but he was able to hold on for second over Plessinger, who we did not even think could race after a big crash in practice. Ferrandis and Cianciarulo had a big battle, ended up 4th and 5th. And it was darn close to an entire top 10, so anything can happen. But right now, Zach Osborne in control again of the 250 class after winning the first 2 rounds. Rough time out at our last race in Colorado, but now back on top after winning the first moto at High Point.
Hey, I'm Zach Osborne, and you're watching the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship.
The Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship is brought to you by Fly Racing and Red Bulletin. Experience the men's active lifestyle magazine. And powered by Kawasaki. Let the good times roll. And by Lucas Oil. Made in America, sold to the world. Looking at the home office of MX Sports, company that operates this championship and also runs Racer X magazine. worked for that magazine during the week. That's Morgantown, West Virginia, 15 minutes from here. So it's the home race for the company that runs this, not only this race, but this championship. We are within 5 minutes of the gate drop in this moto. Let's send it back to Georgia Lindsay.
Now, during qualifying, the number 23 of Aaron Plessinger had an incredibly bad crash. He did, he got a groin injury, was in pain, was very unable to kind of even walk, yet came away from the first moto getting third in the first moto. So this moto, we're going to see how he's doing. He could take an overall podium despite his injury.
Absolutely. And nearly won that moto, was challenging for the lead at one point. So quite a comeback from him. But he's tough, man. His dad's a former enduro champion. They don't raise no quitter. No doubt about that.
No.
Let's go to the MX versus ATV animated track map. Take us for a ride at High Point, Grant.
Yeah, well, they've changed it up a little bit. If you haven't seen it already, start more of a gradual uphill, not as aggressive, but into this sharper 180 left. Then hopefully you get that motorsport.com whole shot award into this little tight right and then left. We've seen some carnage in there early in the day. Over the infamous tunnel jump, through the rollers where you've got to keep your rhythm through here. Also a good passing spot. This part of the track has been changed up. So you got these switchbacks. There's a jump in there now. So you got right, left, right. A lot of camber and undulation over the roller to the back part of the track now, where you've got to build up your speed because there's a massive quad, the Fly Racing West Power Sports. Big jump in front of a big crowd on that hillside. They're down the hill on the gas. Then you get on the brakes and kind of land on the face of this hill, slow yourself down, turn right, back through the gearbox. They've made this into basically a double with another roller afterwards. This double left, you can go inside, or you can go to the outside and try go all the way over that jump. Gives you a good run down into this valley area. Jump back up the hill, another left-hander. In years past, you went straight down Bradshaw Boulevard. Now you make another left down the steepest hill on the track. Big, nasty braking bumps, big ruts at the bottom. Get a good drive because you've got to get all the way over the triple step up. Very tough on a 250F. Then you make a left over the new Lucas Oil finish line jump. A right-hander, past the mechanics area, back onto the start straight, and that's a lap here at Mount Morris.
Okay, Jeremy Martin, you see him with the Garmin Verb camera on the helmet. That gives us some great views of the racetrack, so let's give you a course preview. Courtesy of that, this is from earlier today. It's the only 360 camera. Not only is it HD, but it gives you the telemetry. You see the track map and the miles per hour. There's a lot of different data points that this thing can spit out. But the most important one right now is that Jeremy Martin's in first place.
Yeah, he got the whole shot so that we can spin it back and see what everyone else is doing because there's no one in front of him. What a great shot that is. Really shows you the... I feel like I need to hurry up because I feel like the pack's coming after us.
Puts pressure on us. And Jeremy would hold on for second in that moto. We'll see if he can pull another great start and try to leave these guys behind like he was doing here. Man, that's fun to watch.
Yeah, you can even see the mile an hour track map. So you can add a lot of data to the camera as well.
So we're getting ready for our moto here. KTM keys to the moto. What do you need to do to succeed?
Well, with the new layout, hopefully you can find some new lines and new passing opportunities. So you got to adjust with that new layout and as well as tame the track. We've seen this track claim a few victims and track almost ride the riders rather than the other way around. So you got to tame the track and then, of course, get a good start, make life a lot easier on yourself. We've seen in the motos, guys that get bad starts, it's harder for them to come through. This track is a little tough to pass. And with the ruts getting deeper, it's only getting more difficult.
And there's Kerry Bowling saying it is time for moto number 2 in the 250 class. These guys got to stop Osborne. We were getting some parity the last couple of races after Osborne went 1-1 at the opener. They don't want to let him slip back away again. So they've got to answer the challenge of the number 16, the veteran out of Virginia. Looks like Nicole Chisa there has the Fly Racing 30-second card. They're surveying the start to make sure all the riders are ready. And we'll go racing. Also, one rider to watch. I want to keep in mind as the Fly Racing 30-second card goes up, Alex Martin, who was down in the first turn.
Yeah, he rode
all the way back to 7.
Very strong. He had good lap times. If he gets a good start, he can throw a wrench in the works for sure.
Card is up. Mechanics have to leave the starting line area. One moto remains this afternoon at High Point. It's 250 Moto 2. Who's going to take the overall? Will Osborne continue his run? Will he make it 3 out of 4 this year? Or will someone derail that momentum that could be oh so valuable if he gets it today? Revs are up and the gate is down. Another good start for Jeremy Martin, but Plessinger's going to hold it. No, it's Alex Martin getting out front. Motorsport.com, whole shot for him. We said if he can get a good start, he could do some serious damage. Well, first part's done.
Yeah, he got that part up. So he rides like he did the first moto. Nothing would surprise me, but how about a good start there for the Martin brothers? 1 and 2. Looked like you said Plessinger had it coming in the turn, but he ran wide, and that just opened the door up. But now he's going to go to the inside of Jeremy Martin. You see how these lines work out, and yes.
Makes it, but Jeremy's on the inside here to try to make the pass back. And Plessinger holds him off. Plessinger now going right to the front. The tremendous action that we've seen all season long in the 250s on full display here. Plessinger still looking for a spot.
He's going to try this inside line. We've seen this possibly work for some of the guys. You've got to stay low of that jump and then get a good drive down this hill. Not quite close enough that time.
And back up to the top. Not a good start for Osborne. He is 9th right now. Plenty of opportunity for maybe Plessinger and Jeremy Martin to go after the overall win. Alex, that first Moto 7th after a first-turn crash. He just wants to make up some of the points that he lost in that first one. And the fans are loving this battle here.
Oh, yes, they are. It's getting late in the day. It's hot. It's humid. Hydration and fitness definitely a factor for all these guys. We're going to see who's really been doing their homework during the week. Pretty confident that the guys near the front right now are all in good shape. These guys train very hard. Actually, sometimes the problem is sometimes these guys train too hard and burn themselves out.
Yeah, that balance, try not to come into the race tired because of all the work you did beforehand. So it's set up right now. Plessinger's still trying to figure out a way around Alex Martin. The first lap is complete. It has been a furious one. By the way, it's the first time we've ever seen Plessinger nail 2 near hole shots in the same day.
Yeah, that's always been the Achilles heel for him, is just always coming from behind, showing us good pace and good racecraft. But with the depth nowadays, trying to come from 15th or 20th and hoping to win, it's just not going to happen.
Right, so he's in position right now in 2nd. Jeremy is back there in 3rd. Then it's Faulkner. Hampshire, another good start. He was strong in the first race. Top 5. Ferrandis, Savacci, Nichols, Osborne, Harrison, top 10. Mosman, that's top 11. And for the moment, at least, it's settled down. This is a comparatively huge lead, about 8 bike lengths for the way this has been today.
Yeah, we only see 5 bikes in camera, not 8. That's how it's been the last few motos.
Okay, so let's see who strikes first. Will Plessinger go back after Alex, or will Jeremy go after Plessinger? Both of the Martin brothers up front again. Boy, you remember back to this race last year where they both had bike problems. It was a disastrous day for the Martins. Could be a lot better now. Let's try to track Osborne's progress.
There he is.
He's on the outside. Yeah.
Battling with Nichols. I think he may have got him. Yep, looks like he's got Nichols, so that'll put him into 8th place.
And then Hampshire, the Geico Honda right in front of him. Hampshire's first motos of the season, getting an injury. Savacci right in front of him. So it is tight as usual here in the 250s. Osborne trying to make a run for it.
Yeah, I mean, for Osborne, there's no need to panic. You know, sitting in 8th place with the leaders in check, it's okay. You know, that's fine. Just don't want to get held up too much. So he's just going to try and be methodical the way he does. There's plenty of time, 26 minutes plus another 2 more laps. You don't want to get too laxy-daisy and let the leaders get to that point where now all of a sudden you're trying to do those qualifying laps, and he goes to the inside.
Got the pass made on Hampshire, so that is now 7th for Osborne, past that mechanics area. So the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna rider continues to move forward. He's got his nemesis, Joey Savacci. Those two have had some run-ins right in front of him. Here comes Alex Martin, who has stretched it to 1.8 seconds on Plessinger, and Jeremy Martin, another 8/10. Well, he was 8/10 behind Plessinger, but now he's all over him, and he's brought Faulkner with him. Faulkner in 4th. You can see those green fenders just poking into the screen as well.
Yeah. Faulkner in the first moto, maybe not one of his best motos. A lot of times you see him near the front, he runs the pace with the leaders. But we have heard riders say, you know, struggling with being a little bit tight or line selection or arm pump. And that comes down to the way this track is unfolded. They got a lot of rain on Thursday evening as well as last night. So it really soaked in, and it's quite remarkable how much this track has dried out throughout the day. This morning it was a mud bath out there, and they've been having to throw water on before this moto to keep the dust down.
And you can throw a blanket over these three between Plessinger, Jeremy Martin, and Faulkner, second, third, and fourth. Very close, and Alex Martin just starting to sneak away. Lead is now 2.3 seconds. Then behind them is Ferrandis, another one of the Yamalude Star Racing Yamaha riders, the Frenchman. I have a feeling Ferrandis will get in on this fight as well.
Yeah, he's also been riding well lately, and we saw in that first moto had the pace. So, yeah, he's behind Faulkner, or you can say Faulkner.
Oh, okay, Faulkner. Yes, that's right. But he wants to be thirdner. He wants to get around Jeremy Martin. Jeremy's got to be bumped.
More like winner. That's what he wants.
Okay.
That kid wants to win. If there's one thing about Faulkner, he loves to go and win.
Absolutely, and he's been close several times this year, but has not been able to pull it off. Here's your overall for the day. It would actually would go to Plessinger if it ends like this. Wow. The Verizon IndyCar Series is on NBCSN, and as the title race heats up, IndyCar goes into the woods of Wisconsin. The Kohler Grand Prix at Road America next Sunday, 12:30 Eastern on NBCSN. A very picturesque racetrack there. And they're winding their way through the trees of Pennsylvania here for Lucas Oil Pro Motocross. Boy, it's all sorts of shaking up. Aaron Plessinger was second. He got passed by Jeremy Martin and Austin Faulkner. Now he's in fourth in the 23. But for how long? He's got his teammate Dylan Ferrandis and Zach Osborne, fifth and sixth right behind him.
And both those riders are going fast right now. They got a one-way ticket to the front of the pack. So Ferrandis, even though it's his teammate, he's not going to sit around very long. Look at Ferrandis, uses that outside line, doubles down the hill. Osborne does the conventional way. And you can see the way Osborne rails that inside so well that it minimizes the damage of the guys going all the way around the outside.
And we'll show you how Plessinger was able to go back to fourth from second. Here is Jeremy slamming the door at the top of the hill.
Yeah, didn't see the setup, but I'm guessing he's getting all the way over that quad, and then he's carrying great drive down into that gully, which obviously gave him the run to get up on the inside. And then here, just see Faulkner was able to get a great drive up that hill, left him with the inside, able to close the door.
So now more pressure. Ferrandis slipped by, or did Osborne get Ferrandis? No, Ferrandis made the pass, yes. So Ferrandis able to get Plessinger. So just as soon as we put the overall standings on the screen and saw that Plessinger might be in position for it, the bottom has fallen out. He's lost several spots, and it's not going to be easy to avoid losing more, because here comes Osborne. And, Georgia Lindsay has a guest. Georgia, who do you got?
Yes, it's a face I think we all know very well. A multi-time motocross and supercross champion, Ryan Villapoto, out here at High Point. We were just saying you were actually going to race last night, but due to the rain you didn't. But how is it being out here, and what have you been up to?
I've been busy with the kids, and just came out to do a little bit of RV's happy hour last night. We got a little bit rained out, but we had pit bike races, and it was a lot of fun. So love the new track changes here at High Point, and had a lot of success here myself, and we've had some really good racing today so far.
Now, I know that you work closely with Monster Energy Kawasaki, but watching the 450 class and the battle with Eli Tomac, what's your thoughts?
I thought it was good. He had a bit of a mistake the first moto, but was able to rebound and get the win the second moto. And any win that you can get is really good for points and the whole series.
Well, it's great to have you here. Thank you, Ryan.
A lot of people said, once Ryan's done racing, you're to see him smiling. He's going to be a happy guy, and he really is. You see him at the races these days. The dude's all sorts of pumped up. Rode a two-stroke this afternoon just for fun in front of the High Point fans. Osborne, meanwhile, has made the pass on Plessinger, and that's big. That is for fifth. And the overall right now would still go to Jeremy Martin. Plessinger's trying to come back.
Yeah, that inside line, it gets you out of the corner, okay, but you just lack a little drive up that hill, especially on these 250Fs. Well, 450s, it's not as big of or as noticeable of a difference.
So Osborne He is 3 points for the day behind Jeremy Martin for the overall. So he needs to try to make up some ground. Even if he gets the rider in front of him, Forkner, it won't be enough. He needs to pass both of these guys. The good news is they're very close.
Well, Ferrandis now
got around.
Yeah, just got around Faulkner. So Ferrandis showing us that, you know, this is a European track and Europeans do well here.
It apparently wasn't European humidity, though, what he said to Georgia after the first moto. But he's pulling away from Ferrandis. And look at the charge Osborne is putting in. Oh, hey, we got the brothers hooking it up for the lead. So Jeremy Martin wants to win the overall today. He's going to try to take matters into his own hands and pass his brother. Let's see if Big Al can hold on here.
So interesting to see two brothers that, you know, love each other very much. It's going to be fun to watch. I'd love to see how aggressive they get with each other. I'm not saying that I don't expect them to start slamming each other, but when it comes to a race win, I think, you know, you might see someone move someone for that win.
They've battled quite a bit the last year or so. They've been very close, not just off the track, obviously, but on it. And it's such a strange dynamic. Alex was just a journeyman privateer type, a solid top 10 threat for years. Then his younger brother, Jeremy, comes in on fire, starts winning championships and races weekly. And suddenly Alex, I don't know, either motivated or maybe he found confidence through that or something. He has taken his riding to another level, and they're right there in the thick of it for wins, both of them now, every weekend, including right now where they're running 1-2.
Lap traffic didn't do Jeremy any favors there. But, you know, there again, these lines do come, even though there might be several lines coming down the hill, it sort of funnels into, say, three main lines, an inside, a middle, and an outside. And, you know, for the lappers' sake, when you've got a couple of guys coming, if you move one way and the other guy goes the other way, you're going to be in somebody's way. So it's a catch-22 sometimes for them. If there's one leader, you can move. But when they're battling, you don't know where to go. You just hold your line.
And by the way, while they're battling, they're putting in 158, 159 lap times. Ferrandis, Forkner, 159s also. But Osborne's capable of putting in a 157. He has the fastest lap of this moto. Here's your motosport.com whole shot replay.
Yeah, you see Plessinger gets the inside, but then gets on the gas, drifts out a little bit wide, and you can see Alex just able to pip him. So he keeps it tight, gets on the throttle. Big Al. And then Hampshire, he was on the outside there. He came out all right on that one.
Yeah, the Geico Honda's been starting well as of late. And by the way, 15 minutes into the moto, you can save 15% or more on your insurance in 15 minutes by calling Geico. So Alex, well, he might know exactly what to call soon because he might be seeing the Geico logos. But his brother, Jeremy, on the Geico Honda all over him. Alex on the Red Bull Troy Lee Designs KTM. Going to the outside. Let's see if he uses the jump. He does. But that jump is not as big an advantage as it was earlier. In fact, for the moment, it looked like his brother was going to make the pass.
Yeah, well, right when Alex is about to take off, they're side by side. But the big difference is the drive and the momentum from the landing of getting over it.
And dropping downhill, trying to track Ferrandis here. No, he's not closing. Not quite yet, but as they come across the stripe, I want to see, you still see those blue fenders here every once in a while.
Yeah, but if you look at the last lap around, both Martins 201, Ferrandis 159.
That's what I'm thinking. He might not be out of this one. We're only halfway through. Will it be a Martin 1-2 or a Ferrandis, Forkner, Osborne? Will one of them be able to get in on it? And John and Greta Martin got to be happy with their boys. This is a motocross family through and through. The dad actually was an off-road racer and then bought the famous Spring Creek track in Millville, Minnesota, which is part of this championship. And both brothers have turned into race-winning professionals. They obviously like them some dirt bikes there, the Martin family. And this is awesome. You can tell Alex has picked it up. Jeremy is putting all sorts of pressure on it. Alex does not want to give it to him.
Well, if you go look at their last lap time around, they dropped in the 159s.
Oh, Jeremy on the outside. Not going to work out. Alex hustled through that corner. Nicely done.
Yeah, like you said, they've picked up the pace and the intensity because Ferrandis was coming, and then that last lap around, they were both a little bit quicker than Ferrandis for basically the first time.
Oh, Jeremy again. I don't think that inside line has been used like that all day. He's going to take advantage. Now, Alex likes to scrub this jump big on the outside. The brothers look at each other side by side in the air. Jeremy able to cut Alex off and take the lead.
Oh, wow. That was fun to watch right there. Close, clean, great action.
Oh, Alex is fired up. He does not like seeing his he does not like seeing his younger brother pass the big brother. So Big Al is back here with a vengeance. He's using the inside, not going to do the jump this time.
Well, lap traffic may have changed that.
Oh, okay. Can Alex hang on the rear fender of Jeremy, who's trying to get away to win the moto and the overall? It's Lucas Oil Pro Motocross, the Red Bull High Point National, watching a great battle right now for third place in our final race of the day. The 250 class Moto 2, Dylan Ferrandis, the Frenchman, on the 108. And the 16 of Zach Osborne fighting for it. Jason Wygant joined by multi-time champion Grant Langston and Georgia Lindsay down on the podium. She'll talk to our winners. The question is, when Georgia talks to the top three, who will it be? Will it be Ferrandis in third or Osborne? Wow, threading the needle, walking the tightrope, any way you want to call it. He's got the spot.
That was, exactly that. Just right on the edge of the track, using every inch of the real estate out here. And what a beautiful move. See, got his weight back, got that rear wheel driving through those rollers. And once again, Osborne seems to do what he does. Once he passes the rider, pulls the pin and tries to break them.
Yeah, he really puts in the sprint once he gets around you. So you can't try to pay him back and make another move on him. So that's third. That won't change our overall. Osborne was going to get second, even if he finished fourth in this one. He's still going to finish second. Because Jeremy Martin, who will have a 2-1, will edge Osborne, looking at a 1-3. Osborne is 6 seconds down on Alex Martin. Can he get all the way to second? He's really going to have to dig.
Well, from Alex Martin's standpoint, he hopes not, because there's a three-way tie between Martin, Ferrandis, and Plessinger for third overall. Should Osborne get around Alex Martin, it's going to take him from third overall to potentially fifth or even sixth.
And the track conditions changing so much today. Teams working super hard. And nobody works harder than the tire guys. We've got some tips for you and your motorcycle, courtesy of our Pirelli Tech Tip.
Hi, Doug Shapinski here with Pirelli Tire. We're here to talk about the proper tire for the terrain application that you're riding in. The mid-soft 32 is the soft to intermediate terrain application. The 32 Pro is more for the intermediate to hard terrain application. The softer terrain tires flex more and have thinner blocks with small base radius angles, so they clean out better. The more intermediate to hard tires have a larger base radius and a larger block pattern to grip on top of the soil. If you want an all-purpose tire that has the best of both worlds, you go with the MX Extra, which has the large block and the spacing. Pirelli has a complete line of tires that's good for all of the soil applications, so as a racer, you just need to pick what soils you're going to be riding in and then choose the proper tire.
All right, thanks, Dougie. Shop. Here is Jeremy Martin. He stretched it out to 3.5 seconds over his brother. Won a moto earlier this year at Glen Helen, but this would be his first overall win of the year, and one much needed for the Geico Honda team, which has had a rough go of it, both indoors and out so far this year. This is the horse they were betting on, Jeremy Martin, to bring them back to the front, especially here outdoors. And the two-time 250 national champ is doing it. And with the performances the last few weeks, he continues to close in on Zach Osborne in the point standings. He'll make up 2 more points on Osborne if it ends like this today. Looking for a big win on Father's Day, and I'm sure his dad, John, surely watching at home, be happy with that. And it's a new tradition here at High Point, the Father's Day weekend. And there's Justin Barsha with his dad, Big Diesel Don, back in his amateur days. Takes a dad to load up the bikes, buy them, wrench them, and send you to the races. There's the Moseman boys, both Michael and Josh out here. There's Scott Plessinger on the right, Aaron Plessinger on the left. Trainer, of course, Garrett Swanepoel. New Papa. Going to be a new Papa soon, right? Yeah, that's right. And John and Eli Tomac. Great way to spend Father's Day together at the races. Dean Wilson and his dad, Andy. And great people here at Motocross. Oh, it's going to be great next Saturday. Freestyle motocross, skate, scooter, and BMX athletes from around the globe. It's the second annual Nitro World Games, live in prime time, 8 Eastern next Saturday night on the big network, NBC. Had a chance to talk to Travis Pastrana, your old racing rival. Used to battle Travis for this championship. He's got on to great things in his life. I talked to Travis a few days ago. That is going to be even bigger, even better this year. So check it out next Saturday on NBC. Check out this. Zach Osborne doesn't care. Feet off the pegs, hanging off the side of the bike. trying to get Alex Martin, who's fighting him with everything he has. Alex going to rail the outside. Osborne dive bombing the inside. Side by side. Oh, Osborne just hanging it out, and he makes the pass.
That was a little surprising. Oh, and now he's going to get rid of his goggles. You see that?
Whoa. They're stuck. They're stuck on the helmet. He's in trouble now. Look, he's looking over. Oh, and he blocks. Well, that was a strange move. He went out of his way to block Alex because he knew Alex was going to go out there to try to do that double. So the goggles are stuck.
It looks like
the visor has come loose. It's the visor that's the problem now. So he must have run out of tear-offs, I'm assuming, while stuck behind all these riders while trying to make passes. And finally, when he got by, he's like, I'm going to have clear vision. I won't get roosted.
That's why he went all the way out there. He was trying to get the goggles off, and he's like, wait, he's going to double this. I've got to take his line away. So,
well, many of the riders have mentioned that Osborne not afraid to get aggressive when needed. It was needed there, and he did get aggressive. But as evasive tactics, desperate times call for desperate measures. Any other cliche I could come up with here, he basically had to keep the bike in front of Alex.
No, that's exactly what he did. And then look behind. Plessinger now has come up onto the rear wheel of these guys.
All right, so it's not over. Great racing down the stretch. Osborne to second. That will still be second overall with a 1-2 compared to Jeremy Martin's 2-1. But Alex Martin and Plessinger are still right there. Well, I don't know what got into Aaron Plessinger midway through this race. He lost some ground, but whatever it was, he's gotten over it because he's right back in the hunt. He's closing up on Zach Osborne. There he is in the 23, the Yamalu Star Racing Yamaha, young man out of Ohio, trying to catch Osborne. I think Osborne just found out he's there. Osborne's ramped it back up. Here is the jump downhill. 2 laps ago, we're in this section, and this is bizarreness. Take us through it, Grant.
Yeah, well, you see, once Osborne made the pass, now he goes to try and get rid of the goggles. And I don't know if the visor was already broken on that one side, but the goggle strap gets caught. Now he gives it another little reach. And
it's still stuck.
And then here, you can see the goggles dangling. Now they're actually swapping in his face. So he's like, I've got to get rid of these so I can see. Gets rid of them, gets out of the rut. Now he's like, oh, you know what? He's going to jump this and get back by me, and I have no goggles. So I'm just going to go and basically stop at the exit of the corner and make sure you can't do anything. You could tell it caught Alex off guard because he almost went off track. He had to check up.
Yeah, he's probably never seen anything quite like that either. Yeah, I guess great view. Excellent vision right now for Osborne, providing nothing gets him in the eyes. So a strong run for Osborne to second. Going to go 1-2 on the day if it ends like this, but that will only be second overall because Jeremy Martin is gone. He's got a 9.5 second lead, looking to go 2-1 and win his first overall of the season.
It just goes to show you how much energy.
Put in a solid day. You know, we were talking before the season. Jeremy Martin has the most credentials in this class. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's the only national champion in this class.
Yeah, and he had won more motos and races than everyone else in the class combined.
Yeah, so
when the season began.
You know, I don't think it's a real shock to us to see Jeremy riding as well as he is, but it has been a bit of a tough season for him, and people start questioning, did he make the right move switching to Honda? Is this affecting him? Was he better off at Yamaha? And I think it's one of those things, a race is a racer. These bikes are all good nowadays. You get a good start and you ride your race, ride your lines. A little bit of the old Jeremy that we used to. Maybe we haven't quite seen this since 2015-ish.
Yeah,
he had some good rides last year.
Yeah, but not quite the same. He was dealing with an illness last year. He said he felt so bad that he literally would drink a pot of coffee every morning just to be able to get his day started. And believe it or not, he said he was so sick that he actually started gaining weight. Not because he was eating too much, it was actually his body trying to correct itself and just trying to store the nutrients to rebuild itself. So it took about 6 months or so for him to get back to full health into the offseason. But then Supercross this year was a disaster with some injuries. Pretty much anything bad that could happened. Yeah. And a little bit of slow start here in Motocross, but he is righted the ship. It's going to feel just as good for his team as him because they have had all sorts of bad luck. A lot of riders injured. But it was a good day for them as soon as it began because they got Chase Sexton and RJ Hampshire back from injury. So they were happy to just get the tent healthy again. And now they're going to end the day with a race win. And for a team that usually wins a lot of these things, it's surprising that one victory is going to feel so big, but that's how tough it has been this season. That's the good news. The bad news is, for all this effort, Osborne is going to tie him in points today, so he's not going to make up any ground. It looked like he would, but Osborne's determined efforts down the stretch are going to stave off any gains. It was 9 points between them coming in, and it looks like it'll be 9 points coming out. Here's your event points. See, they tie with 2 and first. You both have a first and second. Plessinger, Ferrandis, and Alex Martin will be your overall top 5. So Alex, that was the difference. He had an overall podium possibly, but lost it down the stretch.
Yeah, not quite sure what happened at the end of this moto. You know, we can always speculate. Was it fitness? Or did it get tight? You know, we have heard riders say that when they, you know, try to push from early on, their forearms pump up, get a little tight. And on a track like this, it's very hard riding with arm pump. You got to be loose on a track like this.
Jeremy Martin to the top of the hill. White flag is out. Shout out, by the way, just saw that Chase Sexton is in 10th place. That's another Geico Honda rider, his pro debut, which had been delayed multiple times with injuries. So like I said, all around a great day for the Geico Honda team, which definitely needed it after a lot of not so great runs throughout the 2017 season. And at the top of the list from them, the press release headline is going to say Jeremy Martin back in the winner's circle in Lucas Oil Pro Motocross. And Jeremy Martin takes the win at High Point. His first win of the year, and that has got to feel good after so many wins and titles on the Yamaha. Like you said, a lot of people probably wondering, was this the right move? Well, he has silenced any of the doubters now by taking the victory, and he's solidly in championship contention as well.
Well, the other frustrating thing is when you start getting used to winning and then it doesn't happen, it can really start wearing you out mentally because you don't understand where it's going wrong or what's happened. Sometimes people can tell you little things, but this is, trust me, this feels probably, if not better than his first win because of what he's been through to get back here.
Well, there's the Honda folks. That's Jeff Myshak, co-owner of that Geico Honda team. Dan Bentley, the team manager for the Honda 450 effort. They're all very happy about this one. Riding the ship for Jeremy Martin and Geico Honda in this class and adding yet another winner to the board this year in what has been a season of parity in both divisions. Osborne and Plessinger round out the podium in this moto and overall. But Jeremy Martin is certainly back in a big way, scoring his first victory of the season overall. Got that moto win at Glen Helen. But the overall is what he really wanted. And there is Richard Sterling, Pedro, his mechanic, who followed him over to this team.
Yep.
And they're fired up. And we have Georgia with Jeremy Martin. Go ahead, Georgia.
Yes, Jeremy Martin just letting him grab some water. What an unbelievable moto. It is your first overall win this season. Obviously, two-time 250 champion, but wow, the arm pump, you must have got rid of it.
Yeah, you know, it was a great ride. I got off to a good start. Big Al and I were 1 and 2 with AP, and I passed those guys, and I felt good, and it was hot. We were all suffering today, and Zach was riding phenomenal. He came through the pack, and I could see he was in beast mode. But I can't thank the man up above enough. Happy Father's Day to my dad back home. I know he's watching. I love my whole family, and I can't thank the whole Geico Honda team enough. Dan from HRC, Jeff Myshak, Kibby for building an awesome motor, and John from KYB, Pedro, Kyle Lawler, everyone that's helped me. Thanks, guys. It's been a while, so we're going to enjoy this one tonight.
Huge congratulations. I'll let him enjoy the moment for Jeremy Martin.
12th career overall victory for him, but the first since his home race there at Millville, Minnesota, about 11 months ago. So it has been a long time coming for the champ. Back at High Point, another great race in the 250 class, and we'll show it to you right here. It is our Lucas Oil race recap. More good starts for Jeremy Martin, but also his brother Alex in the hunt. And Alex is going to chop everybody off, including Aaron Plessinger, put the 26 Shortly Designs KTM out front. But midway through the race, Alex would be caught by his brother Jeremy, and then Jeremy gets to the inside. This is awesome right here. The two brothers battling side by side in midair. Nice little look over from Alex. Hey, Jeremy didn't look back at him. Jeremy wanted to get to the front. He gets to the #1 spot, and from there he was able to pull away. Alex would lose some spots, slide back to 4th. Great battle here between Osborne and Ferrandis. Osborne needed these passes, try to prevent Jeremy Martin from gaining any points on him today. He would get all the way to 2nd. He'd have a 1-2 on the day, but Jeremy Martin with a 2-1. Tiebreakers, the better second moto, wins his first overall win of the season and 12th of his career. Plessinger, on a day that we weren't sure he'd even be able to race, finishes up in third. Let's send it back to Georgia Lindsay.
Yes, a very hot high point right now, but Zach Osborne, second overall in the day. You still have that red plate. We saw an issue with your goggles or your helmet. What was going on?
Yeah, I got hit by a huge rock right square in the face, and it splashed all the sweat down in my inside of my lens. So I had to pull my goggles, and when I did, it caught on my visor and ripped my visor off. So it was a little bit of a mess, but yeah, it's no one's fault but my own that I got hit by a rock. So it was unfortunate there at the start to start 10th or wherever, but it feels good to put in a 1-2 here today and extend my points lead. So I'm happy with that, and I just have to give it up to the Lord Jesus Christ for keeping me safe. This track today was unreal. I was pretty bummed when they changed it because I like the old high point, but it was really good today, and I enjoyed it a lot. I have to give it up to Rockstar Energy, Husqvarna Factory Racing, Fly, Garnet, Dragon, my wife, my trainer Alden Baker, my mechanic Dave, my practice mechanic Keith, everyone at the Baker's factory that keeps us going every day, Paradise Chevrolet, and Bel Ray, Scoche, just all the people behind us.
Now it is Father's Day. You got on the podium, and you do have a little girl, Emery. Is she here today to watch this?
She's here today, but I don't know exactly where she is, so we don't know if she'll make a podium appearance or not.
Well, congratulations, and happy Father's Day, Zach.
Yeah, she might be hitting the pool or something right now. So there it is. Point standings, nothing in it. It's about the same between Osborne and Martin as when it came in. Savacci, a bit of a struggle today, not what he wanted, so he loses some ground. Alex Martin is third. So Jeremy's actually gone ahead of his brother today. He was third coming in. But still pretty close. If any of these riders catch fire, we've seen it a lot in the 250s, Grant, where they catch fire in the second half and make a run, make up all that ground. Let's send it back to Georgia.
Yes, I don't know how Aaron Plessinger is walking, let alone on the podium overall today, third. How are you doing between motos? I'm sure you were in pain, but you made it through.
Yeah, definitely in pain. It's not as bad as you think it would be, but it's still pretty bad. Yeah, I just got out to a great start and kind of was a little slower than everybody else first half of the moto, and then second half I really turned it up and caught Dylan and passed him for third, and I was catching Zach for a second, but didn't have enough time. So just like to give a shout out to the whole Yamaha Star Racing Yamaha team, FMF, Alpine Star, Toyota of Escondido. Happy Father's Day to my dad, everybody watching at home. Shoot, everybody else, thank you so much.
What's the plan of action when you go home to get yourself all 100% for the next round?
Chill for at least a day and let this heal up and then get back to work. I gotta work on my endurance, and yeah, that's about it.
Congratulations, Aaron Plessinger, third overall today.
And as he described it, was a groin area injury, so either use or don't use your imagination on that one. Just take his word for it. He'll be okay for the next race. High Point highlights coming up in a couple days here on NBCSN. Muddy Creek back to MAV TV as always for our first motos, second motos on NBCSN. That's 1 week from now, just outside of Bristol, Tennessee. Let's go back to Georgia one last time.
Yes, Dylan Ferrandis taking fourth overall. We spoke after the first moto. The humidity and the heat is tough, but you plowed through it. How are you feeling after this?
I'm a little bit tired. It was not easy today. It was my first time with so much humidity and heat, so it's good. I push into tomorrow, but the second moto was really difficult. The track was really rough, but I mean, I give everything I have, and I'm learning. I make the bike progressing, and myself too. So now need to be consistent and try to improve a little bit every weekend, and gonna be good.
Congratulations, fourth overall, Dylan Ferrandis.
All right, thanks, Georgia. Well, it's great when we have a lot of questions and we don't know what the answers are going to be going into a weekend of racing, but I feel like the best thing about this one is we didn't really answer them. You can't really figure out. Osborne and Jeremy Martin tied on points in that 450 class. Both Tomac and Baggett had moto wins, so as we roll to Tennessee, it's still wide open.
What's going to happen with Muscan and that knee injury?
Yeah.
The pro circuit riders,
they struggled a bit today,
they, I expect a little bit more from those guys, and I think their team manager does too. So moving forward to Tennessee, another track, a lot of ruts, adulation. I think a place where Zach's done pretty well as well.
Yeah, that is his home track for sure.
Nice trophies they got here.
Yeah, and nice representation. There are 3 different manufacturers on the podium, and Jeremy was able to knock his brother Alex off of the podium. Knock you off there, blockhead. They had a good battle between the Barton brothers. And as usual, in this 250 class, they brought action throughout. The entire top 10 was closely spaced, but every time they come out there, it appears like Zach Osborne is able to do what he needs to do to maintain that points lead. Can he keep it going to his home race next time out at Tennessee? You'll have to catch the action to find out. For Grant Langston and Georgia Lindsay, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching. Congrats to Jeremy Martin, your overall winner.